guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. Check it out, we got the Raptor Slash. I know some of you guys have been like, man, when are you gonna get back to Nerf type blasters? The last 2.5 months, we've been doing a bunch of blasters, like kind of, you know, off-brand blasters, but still some of those are really, really cool. And we do have a big pile of blasters to get to kind of cover some of these. But yeah, this is the very first one here that we're gonna get to back on the Nerf kind of squad here. Let's take a actually look at the box here. So, I mean, the Raptor Slash, I think they show these things off very well. If you take a look here, I mean, they really want to show you that blaster. I mean, the different textures on it, the different horns, it looks good. If you flip it over on the back, they do give you a slight sneak peek, well, of blasters that we've already seen in the past. The Tricera Blast, the Rex Rampage, all ones that we've seen before, which are pretty sweet blasters in their own set. So the box, nothing too crazy on there. I mean, I always like some of the graphics and stuff on there, which I think are cool. But let's take a look at this thing in the hands. I mean, it feels good. I do like these kind of 6-shot blasters, but I feel like, of course, this is a semi-reskin of ones that we've seen before. But I do like all of the textures and everything on here. You have everything from smooth lines to kind of shiny plastic to kind of the skin. I don't even know what you want to call that. Kind of like a skin texture on there. So they have a lot of attention to detail, I feel like, on the DinoSquad line. Very similar to kind of the D&D line. Some of the stuff here where, you know, they kind of went above and beyond the typical attention to detail that we see on some of these blasters. So this is a 6-shot, which is kind of awesome. It does come with kind of these, I don't know which color, I don't even know what color that is, but it's maybe like a turquoise green right there with kind of a lime green tip. These are your kind of classic, you know, AccuStrike darts, which typically shoot well, but I noticed that shooting different darts out of here, of course, always gave me a little bit better performance. But again, that is completely up to you. Now, there is no safety on here. I was kind of looking around. I'm like, where is the safety on this thing? Is there a button? Is there something to push or what? But maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know where the safety's at. I just couldn't find it. But if you guys know where the safety's in it, leave it in the comments because I could not find it. Now, this is a slide pull on the top. It's kind of a mini one, so it actually slides pretty well back. I mean, it doesn't require a ton of force to pull it back because, of course, you know, with some of these Nerf blasters, you are not getting kind of that top tier performance like you would see out of, say, like the Nerf Rival line, which you get about 90 FPS. These typically don't shoot anywhere near that, but yeah, I didn't feel, you know, any stress or fatigue after about 30 minutes of shooting this thing and testing it. It's pretty easy to kind of slide back. And in the hands, it feels good. I do have, of course, larger adult hands, and either in the right hand or the left hand, the grip feels really good. It is nicely textured in the back here, which kind of fits nicely in your palm, so it gives you kind of a good balanced feel when you're aiming it. Now, the top of this has kind of these, I don't even know, what do you want to call these, horns? I don't even know what you want to call on the top, but they are kind of this rubbery material so that, you know, if you run and you hit something or you hit someone with it on accident, it's just not going to gouge them. So it's really nice to kind of see that on the top, these different materials used to kind of give the blaster, again, a kind of a different feel than what you're typically used to. To load the front, it is pretty simple. Either on the right or left-hand side, you simply just slide the darts in. On a lot of these 6-shooter blasters, you usually have one side where you have to, you know, slide them in. On this, you could slide them on either right or left. And it's pretty, yeah, pretty easy to kind of load it right there in the front. In the future, I would probably see people gonna probably 3D print something for this. Probably a short dart conversion for the front up here. I think that would be cool because, you know, it's a Raptor. It's tiny. You got to shoot small darts out of here. Let's hop out here to the actual range and go shoot this thing. So I'm about 25 feet away from the target, and of course, for most Nerf type blasters, you are typically getting roughly around 70 to 75 FPS. I was getting a little bit lower than that, but still, I mean, not too bad. The Rival line, of course, again, gets right around about 90. And, you know, it's just your typical 6-shooter that you see from Nerf. I didn't expect anything to be too crazy out of here. The prime felt great. The shooting felt great. The only thing I did notice is with these darts, I tended to have a pretty bad curve at the end. You know, after about 15 feet, it kind of dove either right or left or down. I really couldn't get these things to be super consistent, which is kind of disappointing because, of course, you know, consistency is one of the biggest things with these blasters that you like to see. Now, of course, this does have slam fire, so you can just hold the trigger and then, of course, just cock it and, you know, and just keep priming it and cocking it as fast as you can go. Now, I typically notice, you know, with a pistol-style blaster like this, yeah, it's hard, you know, when you're really doing that rapid fire, it's hard to keep them under control. So I tried firing off 6 And I didn't even, I think maybe I hit 1 in that target. So they were all kind of close. They were just all kind of wild. So there you go. I always say it. If you want to go back and check that out, go back and check that out so you guys can watch me shooting it. But I'm glad this thing does have slam fire on it. It even says it on the box. I'll pull it up here. They have a little raptor, you know, biting a piece of wood that says slam fire. So check that out. I think it's kind of neat. I think this needed that to kind of, you know, make it a little bit different than the run of the mill. But overall, guys, I do like the DinoSquad line. I still think my favorite out of the DinoSquad line is going to be the Rex Rampage. I'm hoping that maybe they come out with another electronic version in the DinoSquad line, whatever it may be. But this, by far, has been my favorite, you know, out of this lineup. I still think this is a nice secondary. I think to kind of complete the look, you know, this is your main and this, but some people of course use like the Tricerablast or the Stego Smash. Some people will use those as secondary. I think this is a better secondary, but still, I think it does kind of complete the line here. They actually, I mean, if I look at it, those look very, very similar. Look at the eyes and everything, like very, 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 very similar. But anyways, that is my 2 cents on this particular blaster. You know, if you're into the DinoSquad line, pick it up. I think it's cool. I love how these things look and the attention to detail. It is definitely better than some of just the classic, you know, standalone blasters that are out there really with different texturing. But I get it. This is a different theme and a different genre, but still, I think this looks friggin' awesome. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Leave it down in the comments. Thanks again, Fox fans.